Adjectives. Degrees of comparison. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the positive, comparative and superlative degree of adjectives. Identify the degree of comparison of the given adjective in the given sentence. Identify the rules of using the degrees of comparison of the given adjective. Change the degree of comparison of an adjective without changing the meaning of the sentence.
Hey Flag! What happened? Why are you looking so sad?
I lost my cricket ball.
Oh, you have lost your cricket ball again? Don't worry, I have many balls in my room at home. You can take this one. Here, take this ball. It is bigger than the first ball. Here, Fleck, this is the biggest ball of the lot.
Gee, the biggest ball?
We have just seen Zizi describe the size of the three balls in different ways. The adjectives have been changed to show comparison in the size of the balls. When we say, "This is a big ball," we are not comparing it with any other ball. We are only talking about one big yellow ball. When we say, "This ball is bigger than the yellow ball," we are comparing the two balls in terms of size. So we say that the blue ball is bigger in size than the yellow ball. When we say this is the biggest ball of the lot, we are comparing the size of this ball with all the balls that are present with Zizi. So we say that the red ball is the biggest of all. When we use adjectives to compare persons or things, we are said to be using degrees of comparison. Adjectives have three degrees or forms of comparison. The positive or basic form, called the positive degree, and two comparative forms, which are the comparative degree and the superlative degree. Let us study each of these degrees in greater detail. The positive degree of an adjective is used to describe a single thing or person. It simply describes the existence of a quality. Let us look at the following example. Amar is a tall boy. Here, the adjective tall refers to the positive degree. It shows no comparison in the quality of height. The sentence simply states that Amar is tall. The comparative degree of an adjective is used to compare two persons or things with each other. Let us now look at the following example. Amit is taller than Amar. Here the adjective taller refers to the comparative degree. It is used to compare the height of Amar with the height of Amit. The superlative degree of an adjective is used to compare more than two persons or things. It refers to the highest degree of comparison. Consider the following example. Ajay is the tallest of the three boys. Here the adjective tallest refers to the superlative degree. It is used to compare the height of the three boys, Amar, Amit and Ajay, and show that Ajay is the tallest. We have now looked at the use of the degrees of adjectives. In the sentences given here, the adjective tall is in the positive degree, taller in the comparative degree, and tallest in the superlative degree.
So you see, Fleck, this ball is really the biggest of all three.
Yes, it is really big. Thank you. Let's go play.
Hey, wait for me. I'm coming too.
Let us look at the different ways in which adjectives are changed to form comparative and superlative degrees of comparison. For most adjectives, the comparative degree is formed by adding ER, and the superlative degree is formed by adding EST to the positive form. For example, short, shorter, shortest, kind, kinder, kindest. If the positive form of an adjective ends in E, then the comparative degree is formed by adding R, and the superlative degree is formed by adding ST to the positive form. For example, gentle, gentler, gentlest, wise, wiser, wisest. If the positive form of an adjective ends in Y and it has a consonant before it, then Y is first changed to I before adding ER and EST to the positive form. For example, heavy, heavier, heaviest. However, if Y has a vowel before it, then ER and EST are simply added to the positive form. For example, grey, greyer, greyest. For some adjectives, the last letter of the positive form is doubled before adding ER and EST to form the comparative and superlative degree respectively. For example, sad, sadder, saddest, thin, thinner, thinnest. For adjectives having more than two syllables, the comparative and superlative degrees are formed by adding more and most respectively before the positive form. For example, wonderful, more wonderful, most wonderful, useful, more useful, most useful. For some adjectives, the comparative and superlative degrees are formed by using completely different words. They do not follow any specific rules. For example, many or much, more, most, well or good, better, best, little, less or lesser, least. There are a few rules that you need to remember while using the degrees of comparison. The positive form of an adjective can be used for comparison by using as, followed by the adjective, and again followed by as. For example, Rose is as wise as Rima. An adjective in comparative degree is normally followed by than. For example, Minnie is younger than Tina. We use the before the superlative degree of an adjective. For example, he is the fastest of all the runners. An adjective in superlative degree is usually followed by of or in. For example, Pinky is the fittest of all the girls. My home is the best place in the world. In modern English, double comparatives or superlatives are not used. We never say most best or more darker. Two different degrees of adjectives can be used together. For example, we can say much better or much darker. We can change the degree of comparison of an adjective without changing the meaning of the sentence. Take a look at the following examples. Ria is the best singer in the class. Here the adjective is in the superlative degree. On changing the adjective to the comparative degree, we get Ria is better than any other singer in the class. As mentioned earlier, an adjective in the comparative degree is followed by than. The adjective can be changed to the positive degree by using as, adjective, as. No other singer in the class is as good as Ria. All three sentences mean the same thing, even after changing the degree of comparison of the adjective. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean in the world. Here the adjective is in the superlative degree. On changing the adjective to the comparative degree, we get the Pacific Ocean is larger than any other ocean in the world. On changing the adjective to the positive degree, we get no other ocean in the world is as large as the Pacific Ocean. Thus, in spite of changing the degree of the adjective, the meaning of the sentence in all three cases, does not change.
Hey Fleck, it's time to go home now. I am really tired. No, Zizi, not so fast. I want to play even more today. Huh? Okay, I'm glad you look happier than before. Yes, thank you so much for sharing this red ball. That's what friends are for. Fleck and I had a great time playing and learning about the degrees of comparison of adjectives. Let's just go through some of the points we have learned in the lesson, Adjectives, Degrees of Comparison. When we use adjectives to compare persons or things, we are said to be using degrees of comparison. Adjectives have 3 degrees of comparison: positive, comparative, and superlative degree. The positive degree of an adjective is used to describe a single thing or person. It simply describes the existence of a quality. The comparative degree of an adjective is used to compare 2 persons or things with each other. The superlative degree of an adjective is used to compare more than 2 persons or things. Adjectives are changed to form comparative and superlative degrees in different ways. For most adjectives, ER and EST are added to the positive form. Example: strong, stronger, strongest. For adjectives ending in E, R and ST are added to the positive form. Example: fine, finer, finest. If the positive form of the adjective ends in Y and it has a consonant before it, the Y is changed into I before adding ER and EST. But if Y has a vowel before it, then simply add ER and EST to the positive form. Example: lazy, lazier, laziest. Grey, grayer, greyest. For some adjectives, the last letter of the positive form is doubled before adding ER and EST. Example: fat, fatter, fattest. For adjectives having more than 2 syllables, more and most are added before the positive form. Example: useful, more useful, most useful. For some adjectives, the comparative and superlative degree are formed by using completely different words. Example: good, better, best. It is possible to change the degree of comparison of an adjective in a sentence without changing the meaning of the sentence.